The String of Horror, A Journey into the Abyss. In April 2020, deep beneath the Indian Ocean off the coast of Western Australia, a remotely operated vehicle descended into a world humans rarely witness. At 631 meters below the surface, where sunlight becomes a forgotten memory, the robot's camera captured something that made veteran marine biologists freeze in disbelief. There, suspended in the eternal darkness, hung what appeared to be a living galaxy, a spiraling ribbon of bioluminescent terror stretching 150 feet through the void. The scientists aboard the research vessel Falkor could barely contain their excitement. Everyone was blown away when it came into view, recalled biologists from the Western Australian Museum. What they had discovered wasn't just remarkable, it was potentially the longest animal ever recorded on Earth. This wasn't a whale, it wasn't a serpent, it was something far stranger, a siphonophore, a creature so alien in its nature that it challenges our very definition of what an animal can be. To understand the siphonophore, we must first abandon everything we think we know about individuality. When you look at yourself in a mirror, you see one person, a single unified being. But the siphonophore laughs at such simplicity. This creature is not one animal at all. It is a colony, a living empire composed of thousands upon thousands of tiny individuals called zooids, each one a clone of the original, each one specialized for a single purpose, all strung together in a precise, deliberate pattern along a thread-like stem that can stretch longer than a blue whale. Imagine if your body worked like this. Thousands of conjoined twins budding from your frame throughout your life, some with only legs to move everyone, others with only mouths to consume food, others with hearts pumping blood for the collective, and still others dedicated solely to reproduction. This is the reality of the siphonophore, a superorganism where individuality dissolves into something greater and more terrifying. The siphonophore belongs to an ancient lineage, the phylum Cnidaria, which emerged in Earth's oceans over 500 million years ago. These are the same waters that gave rise to jellyfish, corals, and sea anemones, creatures armed with stinging cells that have terrorized prey since the Cambrian explosion. But while their cousins remained relatively simple, siphonophores evolved into something unprecedented. They took the colonial lifestyle, common among corals and other cnidarians, and pushed it to an extreme never before seen in nature. Scientists believe the ancestral siphonophore likely resembled a simple hydroid polyp, similar to the freshwater hydra you might find in a pond. But at some point in deep evolutionary time, something extraordinary happened. The genetic code that governed these creatures underwent a radical transformation, a quantum leap in complexity. Individual polyps and medusae began to bud off from one another, but instead of separating to live independent lives, they remained connected. And here's where the magic, or horror, truly begins. These connected individuals began to specialize. Research into siphonophore evolution reveals a surprising truth. Rather than gradually acquiring new types of zooids over millions of years, evidence suggests that the earliest siphonophores possessed a rich diversity of specialized forms from the start. Modern species have actually lost certain zooid types over time, streamlining their bodies for specific lifestyles. This means the blueprint for complexity was there from the beginning, coded into their genes like a hidden instruction manual for building something otherworldly. Today, there are approximately 175 known species of siphonophores, and they've colonized every region of the ocean, from sun-drenched tropical waters to the crushing depths of the abyssal zone. They come in three basic body plans, each adapted to different hunting strategies and ocean layers. Some drift at the surface, borne by wind and current. Others actively swim through the twilight zone. And the largest, the true giants, hang motionless in the deep, their bodies arranged in patterns that maximize their deadly efficiency. Now, let us descend into their world. Picture yourself in a submarine, sinking past the final rays of sunlight, past 200 meters where blue fades to black, past 600 meters where the pressure begins to crush anything not specifically evolved to survive here. The water temperature hovers just above freezing. There is no up, no down, only the infinite dark pressing in from all sides. Your submarine's lights carve a narrow tunnel through the void, and in that tunnel, you see movement. At first, it looks like a mistake, perhaps a fiber optic cable someone dropped overboard, drifting with unseen currents. But then you notice the rhythmic pulsing along its length, the way it seems to breathe with coordinated contractions. You realize with creeping dread, this thread is alive, and it goes on, and on, and on. Your lights cannot find its end. This is the giant Siphonophore, specifically a member of the genus Apolemia or its close relative Praia dubia. The specimen discovered in 2020 measured at least 150 feet in outer diameter as it spiraled through the water in a hunting posture scientists had never witnessed before, what one biologist described as galaxy-like or UFO-like.
They have been there for 500 million years. They will likely be there long after we are gone. And they will continue their strange, patient hunt in the eternal night, the longest animals on Earth, the living strings of horror that rule the abyss. The ocean keeps its secrets, but every now and then, a robot's camera pierces the darkness and brings back an image that reminds us we share this planet with creatures beyond our wildest imagination, creatures that challenge everything we think we know about life itself. Like, share, and comment for more deep-sea secrets.